What up?
It says,
if your idea
Courtney,
is
do you want to talk about what you guys do?
staff evaluation, we will contact you to be your advocate.
So as Justin already knows, we speak to inventors once someone becomes an inventor, and right before they could possibly become an inventor, when they're going into eval or we're discussing their idea more, they talk to us. We guide them through the entire process. We talk a little bit about, the whole manufacturing process, what it takes to engineer it, what it takes to, what problems we run into. We let them know any issues that might come about as we're going, why it's taking so long, why there's design changes, and we just keep them in the loop with anything. We're also, their voice in this office. So if they have any problems, questions, it's our responsibility to be there for them, to talk for them. If there's influence discrepancies, we go and make sure that we're fighting for them and giving them what they're looking for. And basically just be their representative.
And after your idea gets picked, like, you guys guide us through the whole process of development, and then up until whatever.
Definitely.
Through manufacturing, and then I don't even know what's coming next.
Yeah.
Launch party.
Anybody wants to go, I'm going to throw one at Target, so.
So I guess next to the invention ambassadors is my team over there, which right now only Rob is working. So we're kind of like the central nervous system of the whole operation.
Of course, you're going to say that you are the central nervous system.
Who's going to do
So
so?
we're pretty much the first line of contact if you guys are emailing or have any questions. Me, Baron, Rob, Nathaniel, Ruthia. So we're answering questions. We're drafting up blog post launches and things like that too. So there's a few things we do over there, and it's just Rob. But I mean, Sally's here. She's one of our designers here.
Hi.
So, is there anything you want to say about the design process of Quirky?
Nothing at all.
Not integral.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors. It just happens. It's magic.
Do you need to have an engineering background to be a designer?
No.
Taste.
Yeah,
If you
right.
saw some of the products, you would know that.
I think a lot of it is common sense. Most of us, if not all of us, have industrial design degrees, and then we are supported by 3 design engineers with mechanical engineering backgrounds. So if there's anything that we can't work out, then the engineers support us. But yeah, no real solid engineering background for the industrial designers, but we have to have a good sense of how things should work, and also, we must have our handle on manufacturing methods and designing for manufacturing methods, and then we also have to kind of come up with ideas that are going to manufacture in the most cost-effective way. So, it's a pretty big recipe that we add a lot of ingredients to it and hope that it comes out right. It doesn't always. There's hurdles, but that's all part of the process. We make mistakes, we have happy accidents. But yeah, that's the creative process. It's not linear. You have to go back to the drawing board a lot, but we draw on each other a lot too. It's very collaborative.
That's a good invention.
Right.
Like a t-shirt.
You guys are going with them?
Oh yeah, see, I'm wearing this right now because I'm testing it. So this is a pretty good example of rural hybrids where I'm kind of testing this right now as well as designing it. But this was a submission by, I forgot her name, Thank you. She was sick of her earbuds falling down, or when she's walking along and they snag on something. So she wanted a croaky for. I didn't even know the definition of that word.
Croaky, it's for glasses. It's
right. This is like a croaky for your earbuds. So I've been printing a couple of iterations of these out on a 3D printer today. And
So that's from 3D printing?
yeah. And I'm getting a lot closer to a final product.
So what makes that better than the last iteration?
A lot of things. I just wasn't happy with the way that the cord was held in place. There was too much slack and it was too loose. Right now it's kind of just enough it stays in place. But the last iteration the hole was too large inside and it just wasn't holding it in place properly. So little things like that, and then also working with engineers in Asia, we have a Quirky Asia team, who, it's kind of nice because it's a 24-hour business. I'll generate something in CAD and print it out, and then I'll send it to Q Asia and get their feedback by the time I get back to work in the morning. So I'm working in tandem with one of our engineers, mechanical engineers, Choi, in Asia. So he sent me something this morning which I didn't like, so I've changed everything and I've sent it back to him, and I'll get an answer tomorrow morning.
So how many things like do you work on at once?
At once, I try to just keep it to one project every couple of weeks. That way you can really focus, and we work quickly here, which is good and bad. Good because there's a lot of momentum and a lot of energy around the project, and so you don't kind of never stop. And then, but bad because sometimes you feel like you're going too fast and you're not exploring something as much as you'd like to. But there's something to be said for 2-week projects, because I think that things can just play out for months on end because you're afraid to make a decision. So we like to make decisions fast here, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and it's all about failing, really, so that we learn what to do next time. We're juggling probably about 30 projects at any one time, and we all have assigned to us about 3 or 4. So there's 10 or 11 designers, 3 engineers. So I think that the math works out on that.
Speaking of 3D printers, you want to take us through the design shot and continue?
Yeah.
Sally, since there's like so many different designers, like how do you guys like keep it like the same? You know, not the same, but how do you keep all the style, so similar? Like so it goes together.
You're talking about like a brand look and
Yeah.
You know, that's the really nice thing about Quirky. There really isn't one, because the brand for us is the community, and it's whatever you bring to the original invention is your, I guess, idea. Then we work towards making that the best that it can be, and we're not really concerned on whether we're using the same kind of brand language as the last project. It's more a case by case basis, and it's a really unique ideology. It doesn't really happen anywhere else. I should say methodology. It's a little bit idealistic, and we might change that down the road. I know that our colors stay the same a lot.
The styles, you kind of like say, oh, but that's a quirky design.
Right. Well, I guess
there's a footprint.
That has something to do with us all sitting together and looking at each other's work, and kind of obviously being influenced by each other's styles, but we're not at the stage where we're like, that's not quirky enough.
It's never changed.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna go inside, I think. Yeah?
Sure.